put it.
Right.
I mean, I remember getting out of like Ubers, and it helps if you have like a girl or two with you. You know, we had like a
I was
good
going to ask
pack.
you that. Like, do you come through with some attractive girls? So they're like, we won't even question this guy.
I remember the first time I ever visited LA, I was like early 20s.
Yeah.
And I literally remember going to a nightclub, and there were a group of like 6 or 7 girls. Like, I mean, the girls in LA, they're all models or whatever.
Right.
They could have
models
been if
trying
they
to
weren't.
make models or like try and become something. So they're like a cocktail waitress trying to be on a TV show.
Exactly.
So that exists. Because you see that everywhere where it's like, that's what Hollywood is. It's all like models and actresses and people trying to make it.
That's it.
Right.
That's literally it. Like, that's what everybody looks like. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's really just insane. And I know I'm sounding like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not exaggerating.
Right. That's why I like to get like the true
No,
perspective of like unrelated to TV.
Oh, dude, like guys, chicks, it's insane how, or I should say men and women, it's more politically correct.
Right, yeah.
But we're on Conor commentary. You can say whatever how you want.
We can be a little unpolitically correct.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
But I've seen groups of like 6, 7, 8 women trying to get into clubs just get rejected.
Really?
They're like, sorry, we're full. Because
that would never happen here.
Oh God, no! They'd be like, "Please, we'll pay you to come in."
Yeah,
but no, because when that's the baseline, when everybody is good looking,
right.
Men and women, like everybody is good looking.
Yeah, you don't stand out anymore.
Exactly,
unless you have a reason to stand out.
Which, yeah, for the most part, it's just not. It's so much harder to do. You know,
right.
You actually like need to be a nice person.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. If you actually interact with a bouncer or somebody as if like they're a real human being, it puts you above everybody else who's just like, oh, let me in.
Right, yeah, because then you make a genuine connection. You just start shooting the shit with people, and then they're like, oh, this guy's a good dude. And then they're like, what do I care? Just go in.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Plus, like, they don't know. If you went up to some guy, like, he doesn't know if you're Steven Spielberg's nephew.
Right,
like,
yeah,
if you're
exactly.
really acting that confidently, he's like, shit, what if I turn this guy down and, like, he's really somebody, and now I'm going to lose my job in this entire, you know what I mean? Like,
if I ever go out there, I have to pull that. Do you know who I am, cuz? Steven Spielberg's nephew.
I'm telling hey, man, unless he gets on Google, like, and cross-references it, it's a matter of approaching things in that, not arrogant, but just, like, self-assured way.
Right.
You know? But, I mean, like, to answer your question about doing things, I do think there's, like, it's a matter of just like stuffing your head with as much information as you can in terms of your goals. Like, what path do you want to take? What do you want to do? Learning from the people who have been there and done it, whatever it is, and then literally just like stop hesitating and do it.
Yeah.
Like, you put the show together, man. Like, I saw you do it. It was a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks.
It was wild. I was actually talking to my buddy who's in the audience right now, and I was like,
our last studio
I was like, this was like 6 weeks ago. I had nothing, and now it's like this spiraled very quickly.
It's awesome,
so
man.
The movement can move quick. It's nuts.
Well, you didn't let anything, like, you were like, I'm doing this, and you just
take
did
the
it.
action steps for sure.
Yeah. So it's like you're the answer to your own question, basically. You know what I mean? It's like, it's what do I do? You just do it, man. Like, you have a vision of what you want. I think it's a matter of clarity of like, you wanted to do commentary on current events. So, like, what's the best platform to do that? Like, I should be doing a podcast, doing something on YouTube, doing something on social media or whatever, and then just getting it out. You know what I mean? And the resources, man. I mean, you found, you have a studio, you have the ability to do it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I got the idea, and everything kind of presented itself, which was nuts. You know what I mean? Everything just kind of starts falling into place for you almost. But you gotta take the steps first before the things. They're not just gonna come to you and find you on the couch. You know what I mean?
Dude,
just what you're explaining. And another thing, just to go off of like what you were saying, finding people who have done like what you've done, or not you specifically, but whatever it is that you want to do. Because there's so many people out there that will give like in-depth advice, but it's like they're in like left field compared to what you want to do.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to do X, Y, and Z, you got to find somebody who's already like succeeded in that avenue, because like the person at the grocery store will tell you, oh, that's not going to work, or that sounds like a tough idea, stuff like that. But then you find these people who have become like very successful from it, and they'll tell you a whole different story.
Dude, that's probably one of the most important points that anybody could make, because I think we all get caught up in that thing of like asking advice to people. And don't get me wrong, man, like it's important to get input from friends, from family, from girlfriends, from boyfriends, from everybody, but it's like you have to take it with a grain of salt of, is this person like, do they have the perspective that I really, really need? Have they been through it? Have they actually made this happen?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what you just said there is like, it's gold. Because, and unfortunately, a lot of people, they're not surrounded by the people that have done what they want to do.
Right. It can be very difficult to find someone if you're trying to do something that's not like mainstream.
Yes, it is. Around here.
Right.
Around here. But like, and the advice that I've heard before and from a million different people is like, contact those people, whether it's through email, whether it's Twitter, whether it's whatever, and like just try to provide value. Be like, listen, like if you ever wanted to go to LA, And you're like, listen, you're like, I can probably pay rent for a few months. Like, I've got a pretty good thing going on here. I have, this and that and the other thing. Like, who is doing what I want to be doing? And then hit up that person and be like, listen, I will work for you for free.
Right.
I'll intern. I'll be an apprentice. Like, how can I add value? Like, here's what I can do. Like, how can I actually, and just being around it. You know what I mean? You pick up different things along the way. Like, it's because so many people, they want to do X, but they're over here at A, and there's no connection.
Right.
And then they're not around the people that can guide them, or they're not watching examples of what they can learn from. So it's like, how do you expect to get there?
Right.
It's
like trying to win the lottery.
Without playing.
Yeah, I was going to say without even buying the ticket.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, maybe like, what is it? People that knock on your door with the gigantic checks.
Oh, yeah. What's it called?
I'm blanking on it
right
now.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it too. I know exactly what you're talking about. Do you know, Ed?
Publishers Clearinghouse.
That's it. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Ed.
That's exactly what it is. Producer comes through. Yeah. It's like, if you can't, you know what I mean? If you don't, like, you can't win if you don't try. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I put my name on there a couple times. Still waiting to see the guy.
He's going to show up any minute now.
Yeah.
In fact, he might be coming in right now with a gigantic check. If it wasn't raining out, he'd be coming in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But that's the thing, man. It's like, that was the other part of going out there, was wanting to be around it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, whether it's hosting a TV show or having a humongous podcast or whatever, like, it's being there wherever there is for you. And even being here in the studio, like, you guys, there's a bunch of different shows that are done here. So it's like, when you come in here, there's other people that are doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's just a collaborative environment, and you're not being kind of like held back by, and nothing personal against people, but if they're on a different path than you,
right,
it doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's just not going to get you where you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you got to surround yourself with people who are doing what you want to be doing.
Yes.
What's the saying? They say you're like the people you hang out with the most, or whatever it is. I'm probably saying it wrong.
No, you're exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They do say it's like the 5 people.
Yeah.
Right.
The average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Right. That's what it is. Yeah.
So there's I want to pass on this. So I'm not going to take credit for it. The guy's name is Ed Milet.
Okay.
And hey, Ed, what's up, man? So Ed Milet is a humongous entrepreneur. I think he's one of the 50 wealthiest under 50.
Oh, hopefully he's watching then.
Yeah, if he watches, that'd be awesome. And Ed he's amazing, but he talks about basically setting your thermostat. Mm-hmm. So your expectations for your life, essentially. So it's like, okay, say you're set at 80 degrees. And this is almost like a word-for-word example from him, but at least I'm giving him credit. Because there's been things about...
you can't have any plagiarism.
No, man. No. Not on Common Commentary. Yeah. So I'm full disclosure, this is Ed Milet
I stopped plagiarizing in like 9th grade.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I thought you were going to say like 9 minutes ago. I was like, oh, this whole interview, man, has been just... But Ed Milet's thing is like, you set your thermostat. It's like, if you're at 80 degrees, right? If your life is going to shit or whatever, you're going to find a way to heat it back up to 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Something that you're going to make it work somehow or another. And on the other hand, if things are going great, right? But your identity, your thermostat is basically telling you like, hey man, this is only what you deserve. Like, you've been at this level your entire life. You really don't deserve to be up with the greats. Mm-hmm. You're gonna F yourself somehow. Right. You're gonna sabotage yourself. I think maybe people have listened to this have done it. I've done it. Mm-hmm. And you're like, God damn it! Like, my thermostat is only set here.
You're right. You create a ceiling for yourself that like you think you can't surpass.
Exactly.
And it's like the people who you live near or associate with, you don't think you're gonna rise above.
And you're gonna be sucked down with it.
Right.
And the reason why I brought it up was to your point of like, his whole thing is one of the best ways to increase your temperature, your thermostat, is to be around other people who are set at 100 degrees, 150 degrees or whatever. So you're going to be around them and be like, this is what's normal, not this anymore. Right. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like now, so if you're around a bunch of 150 degrees, you're going to start doing things differently because you're learning different things, you're emulating what they do. And I think it's a humongous way to improve just everything about you.
Right.
And I think it's better to be by yourself and do your own thing and learn from these people, even virtually. It's better to do that than it is to just be around negative people that are pulling you down.
Right. Absolutely. All right. We're going to wrap up here. You want to tell everyone where to find all your stuff?
Yeah. I hope I didn't take this whole thing over, man.
I thought it went great. Yeah. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, of course. So I'm at James M. Sama on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. JamesMSama.com is the blog. Make sure to follow Conor, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow him as well. So follow me. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's all Conor Commentary. So I have Conor Commentary. I also have ConorCommentary.com. And then I also will be on YouTube, Conor Commentary as well. So if you go on, subscribe, tune in next week. Next week I'm going to be starting a couple segments. One of them is going to be called Beat Pete. I'm going to have my mother pick football picks all season long, and I'm going to compare them to Pete Prisco. So I'm going to prove that she's an expert. And I'm also going to do Troll of the Week. So if you want to get on here and make fun of us, we'll see. Maybe you could be featured next week as Troll of the Week. All right, we'll see you next Wednesday. Tune in.
Thanks,
all right.
Man.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.